mute everybody else, or
Yeah, sorry, Fuji's work.
Yeah.
Yeah, just turn everyone down to like 1.
do you want me to
Or
post?
I don't care.
Yeah.
The game?
Yeah.
No, your house party. What?
What?
Huh?
I don't know.
Wait,
What
who's
are you
buying the
talking
drinks? Who's buying the beer?
Me.
Porque.
Please?
What?
I'll buy the Akamachal.
Huh?
Oh, I'm the only one that can't drink.
Alchemachal?
Akamachal.
Huh?
Alright, I'll search for you
Alchemachal.
since you did.
I only drink the ices.
Huh?
Boring bitch.
I have, I'd take my
Yeah.
whiskey neat.
I'd
I
rather
can't
take
think right
my
any
whiskey neat, my coffee black, and my
I
bed
don't
at
like
3.
whiskey, but
You're
I
too
was
sweet
told
for
that I
me.
handled it with ease. so I
You're
don't know what that
too sweet
means.
for me. I'll take my whiskey. Okay.
How do I invite you?
You Steam.
Don't kill him now.
Oh, wait, we can join game off Steam. Join game. Cookie says you're in VTube Studio.
Yeah.
Maybe don't.
He's a VTuber.
Whoa.
It just says launch game when I try and invite you guys. Alright, someone else host. Fuck this.
Alright,
do
I
this
will. I've done this before.
shit. So I closed the whole game by accident.
before.
Okay.
Oh,
I've played these games. I'm gonna do that. I hope you know
Hi,
that.
Brick.
Is it
you're a
Nomium?
bitch.
Oh.
Is it?
I'm
oh,
knocking.
wow,
Okay, it is
do I-
Nomium.
I'm knocking.
Except.
Ghost.
Bum 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 bum
Wait,
bum
what?
bum 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 bum. Kiona,
Oh.
are you knocking?
I hit the. My bad,
what,
I
huh?
understand.
Are you knocking? But who?
Knocking.
On the
Working
stream?
on it. I'm working on it.
Okay, okay.
Where are you, Dior? Thanks for suggesting the collab, Twitch.
Hell yeah.
Let me in! Alright.
Fast to get in here.
Emily!
What?
Hurry up.
Perfect.
Why is it not letting me share chat?
The host has to.
I can't even watch your
Oh.
stream.
Kiona
Is
Mio
she
has a
not
hype
paused?
stream. Enable shared chat to collaborate and hire.
Ah!
Oh, I have to open 4 streams, guys. Hold on.
Who's host?
I don't know.
It won't let me. I give up.
I can't either. I thought you were the host since we knocked on you.
It's not letting me.
What the fuck?
I'll try again. Hold on.
Hold on.
I just hit the button and nothing pops up.
Oh, there we go. It's working now.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Well, it's because I haven't sent you an invite yet.
The shared chat's not
Oh,
working
it's
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what I was talking about.
I was talking about in-game invite.
Oh, I was already in game.
Why am I in a
Oh.
mouth?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Oh,
I forgot.
I
Keo
hosting or are
doesn't know
you
anything
hosting?
about this game. Well,
My bad.
Hold on.
we're in Cookie's game, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my sense is so
Darn.
high.
I can share chat.
Oh, Pasta's in here.
Are we
Yeah.
showing our screens
Oh.
to chat
Pasta,
yet?
are you
or-
talking in game?
I'm already sharing my stream.
Oh, okay. Damn, my bad. Ah. Alright. Ah. Hold on.
Yark.
You're.
Yark.
Pasta?
Let me
Yark.
look
Is
at your
Pasta talking in
fucking-
game?
Pasta?
Yark.
Pasta's
I
not talking
need
in
an
game.
invite.
We can't hear you, Pasta.
I'm not talking
Oh,
in
you
game.
mean-
How dare I?
Snap your
Hold
fucking.
on.
No,
I got-
you're
Hold on.
not.
Guys, he's a quitter. He spits.
He's.
Did you get the invite, Ghost?
I'm on fire.
Yes.
Good.
I'm on fire. I'm dead. Okay.
Throw her off the edge.
Wait, my mouse is fucked. I can't.
And
Hello?
click tab again, Jesse. Click tab.
I can't.
I know it's
hello?
It did work. You're right.
Hello?
Can we
Hello, Pasta.
turn off audio?
Hello?
Okay, hold on.
Hello, Pasta. You are hearing. Ghosty, are you
Go
talking
turn it
again?
What?
Oh, you are talking again. Very good. Very good.
There we go. Okay. And I was just putting telemovers in here. How do we do that?
Left click, right click.
I'm touching you, wife.
No, 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 no. I'm touching her. I'm touching her better. I'm touching her better.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I
No,
am.
you're not. You're not.
Yes, I am.
What?
Giving her mad head.
We couldn't figure out share chat. Can we?
I grabbed Pasta's nub.
I don't know who the host is.
What?
Do you want to try the hold on? Everyone leave the collaboration and try again. I think. Methinks.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Shalari. Alright. And then Wi-Fi knock.
I accept.
Also, I just clicked join. What? Hold on.
When I click on share chat, it doesn't give me an option to share. Or like
I can
enable
do
it. Okay.
Ghost is
Turn chat.
unavailable. Check back
I
later.
did it. I did it. Yay.
Yippee! So then Cookie and Pasta knock on you?
Correct.
Oh,
I
okay,
guess.
knocked.
How do
give me
I
a second.
accept?
It should be above your chat. Oh, I can accept.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got it. Stockpile.
We'll get it
Do
eventually.
it. Catch your wife. You can catch your chat.
Oh shit.
One person.
My chat.
What?
What?
I don't know, Cookie. You just randomly win or something.
Guys, my arms are so long. Oh,
Having Ghosty's nub.
wife, you have a very nice nub.
Oh man, why are you touching my
If you
nub?
scroll, your arms go further.
You can also rip them.
Pasta, are you okay? Do you need
Oh my god. That was a choice.
Oh, I'm holding your other knob. Oh, your
Oh,
How did you manage this, Keo?
I don't know.
I have no arms.
Oh no, I'm on
Oh.
fire. Oh shit. No, man.
Oh,
I'm gonna light you on fire.
wait, why? What? No!
Got you.
Ah man.
My arm's ripped off for you.
Did you have a hold of me? What?
Yeah.
Oh. Hi, Bleo.
Is your chat working?
It says that only me and Kiona are sharing chat. Oh.
There we go.
Yeah, you
Click
gotta
join.
join.
Who's,
No, I join.
Who's hosting it?
Ghost.
Me.
Okay.
Oh.
I said.
joined off Ghost's stream.
What?
Oh yeah, I think you can join
Here,
off
let's hug
anyone.
Jesse. Let's hug.
What?
Oh, our shared chat is gone. Oh,
Hump 2 works.
I cry.
Oh wow.
no, our shared chat's back. It disappeared from me for a sec. And then Pasta joined shared chat.
Something went wrong. Please try again. It won't let me.
Try again.
Refresh stream
I did.
Pasta. It worked for me.
I'm missing my arm. Never mind.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, you are, buddy. He's already dead.
Guys.
What?
It's okay. I got. Ah, he's eating me out. Oh, never mind.
Oh, hey.
Lucky?
How do
Big
we
guy.
do we like drop in like Fortnite? How do we play this game?
I guess we'll find out.
Oh,
It's
we
actually
ring the
not
bell.
letting me join. I don't know why. You're gonna have to refresh.
Wait, don't
me.
start. You don't start. Cookie, wait. Cookie.
Yeah.
Cookie, please. Wait,
Yeah.
please. Please. Please.
What is happening, bro? There we go.
I missed my arm.
Yay.
Oh, there they are.
Found
Only
them.
you could grab them.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I think. How do we? What is the point of this game?
We'll find out.
You burgle.
You'll find. Yeah, you'll find out.
We're finna burgle some shit.
Fortnite!
So first we
Who's
have to
this guy?
land,
Our
so-
house.
Where are we dropping?
Moisty Myers.
Is this tilted?
Is this tilted?
Jesse, is this tilted?
Yippee!
So small. Hey, what's
Alright,
up, good
so-
sharks? What's up?
We are
Alright, I'll see you guys. Cookie! 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 Cookie. Okay. He's not there, guys. We gotta go up the toilet, because that's the easiest way inside, I think. I found it. Give me up. Yay! Task completed. Oh, I didn't even see our tasks. Break the television, break any item, steal any item from the kitchen, gather scrags. Alright. Cool. Kumbaya. Television! Grab this. Lift it up. And a break. Fuck. And a break. Fuck. And a break. Did it. There's nowhere to hide. I'm all alone in this desolate island. Where the fuck is he? Hello? Friends? Oh, there's a pot. Hello? Oh.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, hello.
Don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Okay.
We all went through the window, and then the guy was sleeping on the bed.
We must steal stuff from the kitchen.
Ran up there. Ah. And then Cookie ran up to him and woke him up.
Oh, I see.
Is he coming?
Good dead. I'm gone. Oh, I'll hold on to your nub for moral support.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna hold on to your face.
Okay.
Moral support.
He doesn't know where we are, right?
You come here often? Oh, how could he?
Are you sure? Cause like,
I don't know. Let's find out. Hello?
yeah, you ain't got a fucking clue. All right, let's go.
Yeah, you fucking.
My dog bowl. All right, let's go. Oh, hello. We have to break stuff. Feed it to the Roomba. Turn on the Roomba and feed it to them. Hut. 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 Hut.
You got that, go see.
Hut. Okay. Hold on. Maybe I need to run and jump. Hut. Okay. Hold on. Maybe if I
Oh, Jesus Christ.
look up and then. Okay, that one didn't work
Turn
either.
around.
Maybe.
Go see, turn around. Go see. Help.
Oh my. Oh,
Help. Help.
the movie. What
What
happened?
happened to me?
Wait. Oh, see, you're fine, dog. See. How are we supposed to steal stuff if like we can get shit through the window?
There's other windows. Can we go through this window?
Yeah, you can go through any windows. Wait, let's break stuff because that's part of our achievements.
Oh yeah, true.
Let's go feed this to the Roomba. Feed it to the god. Feed it to the god. Feed it to the god. Alright, I fed it to the god. Your turn. Feed it to the god. Feed it. Alright, sick. That didn't count.
Oh, they broke the television.
No, I broke the television.
Oh, hell yeah. You got underwear?
Oh!
Oh, well, there go your arms.
I was trying to get the
Oh, guy. Oh, guy.
There's
oh,
a-
guy. Oh, guy. Guys.
Oh!
Guys.
Oh!
Guys.
Crouch! 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 No, kill!
Yo, no.
Wait, my big ass head can get through this. Okay. Kill!
her back. Give her back.
Wait, I don't have the stamina. Hold on. I gotta walk at a medium pace.
Help me!
You're in the.
Help me! I'm burning!
He don't see me. Watch. Oh, got it.
Bridge, help!
I got it. Hold on. I'll save both of you. Ready for this? Oh. All right. I got you, Kyo. Kyo, I got you. Kyo, I got you.
He's coming.
Kyo, I got you.
Oh no.
Kyo. Kyo, I got you. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. Rescue mission. I got it. I'm gonna go get pasta too. I'll be right.
I'm still in his veins.
Hey, I don't think Jesse's okay. Hold on. Can you give Jesse CPR for me while I go save pasta?
Yep.
All right, thanks. Oh, never mind. Pasta got flushed. He'll be fine. Wait, I got it. Hold on.
How do you do that?
All right.
What the fuck? How do you
Wait,
do
did
that?
it actually worked?
Yeah. you put them on their back and then you give them CPR. It's a cure. CPR saves lives, don't you know?
You don't deserve to
Oh
be-
shit. That tried to kill you, Keel.
Oh, what?
What is that noise?
Hey, how'd you res Jesse?
Oh.
How'd I res Jesse? I gave him CPR.
Oh, can you get me down from the spider then?
The spider?
I don't know if we can.
Keo, he opened the front door! Now he can steal stuff!
Oh! Why's he coming after you?
Is he? That's unfortunate. That is real unfortunate, actually. That is... Wow. You know, out of all the... Is he still following me? Oh. Shit. Fuck. I got hit. Oh, fuck. I can't get up. Oh, I actually just 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 can't get up. Help me. Help me. What do I do? What is hitting me? Okay. Am I good? I'm good. I'm chill. I'm chilling. Oh, I'm not chilling. I'm not chilling. I'm not. I don't want to chill anymore. I don't want to chill. I don't want to chill. Please. I don't want to chill.
I got you, Pookie. Don't even think about it.
He's gonna toss me. I think. Yeah. Overhand. Pussy. Hit. Hit. Oh. Hit. Okay. Hit. Okay. Wait, I want some of my smoothie.
Get fucking gnomes.
What are we gnoming?
Where's Tyrone?
Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Tyrone, take it.
this. Take it, Tyrone. W, Tyrone.
I got it. Go to the
Oh,
the toilet. You can
I'll
sit
take
down in
this.
the toilet. I think that works.
Flush it.
Guys,
Oh,
coming.
he's coming.
Guys, he's
Go,
coming.
go, go, go.
I'm floating? I'm not looking back. Tyrone, take this. Tyrone is behind you. Did my wife get captured? Is that what happened? I want this ball. For no reason in particular, except it looks like a yarn ball and I like it and I want it.
Okay, the bread count is.
Tyrone, take this. I leave it in your care. In the name of the Holy Spirit, Holy Ghosty. And the... No, I'm not going in the toaster.
No, I'm going in the toaster.
Oh.
He's going in
Can I steal the pillow? I can steal the pillow. I'm stealing his pillow. Fuck this guy. He's not gonna have anything to sleep on.
Yes, I'm stealing the toaster.
Oh Jesus! Oh, he's coming!
Oh lord, we're running. Come on, let's go. We're running. Let's go.
Take the toaster, take the toaster.
I got the toaster, don't worry. Oh, it's gonna break my arms. Okay. Oh my god, we have almost everything. That's gonna be our last item and then we complete all the tasks. Oh, hello.
Hello.
This guy's not gonna know what to do with himself after we're done. Oh,
We
hey.
need to just break. We need to break one more thing.
And then we'd be complete, yeah.
Guys, I got
Yes.
a skincare.
Cigarettes.
You got skincare?
Oh
I
yeah.
got a skincare.
Guys, I got cigarettes.
I got
Cigarette?
I got uncertain limit at the end.
I got the what's that? Z sector.
All right, let's find a way to break these. Or do we need like
We got 5
glass?
minutes left. Oh, we got 5 minutes left.
Let's steal another one.
Yo!
Are y'all just smoking? Oh my.
Let me
I'll go look for something to break.
Someone get the alcohol.
Oh, hell yeah. Got too excited for that.
It's gotta be like something. Oh wait, a plate! Guys, there's a plate in here! Oh my god. Must I do everything? Alright, let's go, 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 let's go.
Steal my cigarettes.
I'm stealing your
Why are we
cigarettes. Time to
leaving?
go.
Cause we're done. We completed it all, let's just go.
Steal the cigarettes too.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
No, Keo!
No.
Jesse.
Keo, we have to go back!
Behind.
No, my
No,
purse.
no, I'm left behind.
No, no, what's behind? What is attacking me? What? Jesse! I'm coming! Jesse, I'm coming!
Come on.
Jesse.
No!
I spawned out here.
No, go
Why
see.
am I out here? Why
You
am I
kind of
out
glitched
here?
it. Guys, go see. He's stealing go see. Oh wait, he's taking it outside.
Bye, guys. Oh!
We'll see you later.
Where did Ghost go? Hold on.
Go see. You okay?
Ghost day?
Where's
Go say.
She got-
thrown over the fence.
Oh, she got
Uh-oh.
thrown over.
Really? She got.
you?
Well,
What?
I got fucking eaten across the street!
got fucking yeeted.
Oh, guys.
And he insta-killed me!
Oh god.
No.
Yay!
Yeah, go see. You
We
got
did
fucking
it.
yeeted.
I got thrown. He was pissed.
Where's our house?
What's up, Tyrone?
Our house.
Ghost, you want a cig?
Oh, there's
Yeah, I
our-
want a sig.
How do
I
drive
want
it?
a cig.
G, I think.
I have one.
Oh,
yeah,
nope.
I also have sig.
G.
Oh, I lost it.
Alright.
Close street.
It smokes, but Pasta stole all my cigarettes.
And I do it again. Blow all the
I
smoke
can
in your
make
face.
the jumpy boots. Jumpy boots.
Oh wait, guys.
No!
Oh,
Oh.
Smacker.
No!
Oh yeah.
we did it.
Yay!
Yay!
Hi, Gnomes verdict.
How to craft shit.
Nomium.
We have to like collect scrap. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the things we take out the door that Tyrone takes.
Oh,
Is the stuff
Fast
that
enough.
we
yeah. What the fuck?
can use for crafting.
You get jump boots. I want those.
At the well. That's where you craft shit. Obviously.
Wait, you could what?
Huh?
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
Spring-
I think it's universal inventory though.
Wood. Guys, we can
Oh, is it?
fondle.
I think so.
I'm wearing
Oh, I have my
maximum
cigarette
2
back.
equipment. You can only have 2 equipment?
What,
I
what
think
else
there's
do you
only 2.
have?
Well,
Oh,
you can buy a
shit.
Get a backpack.
I have a backpack. That's. Oh wait, I have. Wait. Oh, I have the,
The
shoes.
backpack and the spring shoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because I made
And then
them.
it's the
I
gloves.
don't have a backpack.
I couldn't make the gloves.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm not jumping that high.
You hold it.
Oh.
I'm so glad that all of you have bounce shoes, guys.
Do you not have
Oh.
any?
No.
Here, join this way. I'm on fire.
Thanks.
I'm on fire. I'm
There's
on
not
fire.
enough for me.
Guys, I can do a backflip. Wait, watch
Stop
this.
dragging me, bro. Stop.
Guys, watch this.
you dragged me through the fire.
No, it's okay, Jesse. I don't need them. Wait, what?
The
How do you?
monsters staying here.
No.
Nice.
Oh,
Double tab.
Someone
You can
jumped
drag
off the
them
map.
That was me.
Why'd you do that?
Stick of truth.
I got dragged through the fire.
Whoa.
Guys, I have his stick.
No way.
You have the beating stick?
Pasta.
Guys, I'm leaving.
Stick.
Oh, what the fuck?
It was self-defense.
I got a stick.
It was self-defense. He looked at me weird.
What?
Oh!
Come here, buddy.
Wife!
Oh, got my arms. Oh, got my arms.
Oh, my arms!
What
happened?
You fucker.
2 seconds.
Oh.
Who threw me off the map?
Jesse.
Ghost. Oh my god, there's something.
Alright, let's start.
So he might be dead.
Poise for fire.
Oh.
Oh, wait. We can't.
Do you think- oh. Oh, it went away.
Oh.
Oh, God.
I wanted the shed.
Hello?
I also want
I wanna go up the toilet.
I don't know if you can get in this.
I want to go through the toilet. This way.
Boing, boing. It makes you kind of faster a little bit. Whoa!
It's a fairy?
Oh. Cute, she's hot.
You don't have what Lizzie wants?
No, no, Lizzie, I promise I have what I have what you want. I promise. I can give you anything. I promise, please. Please, just name it. Name it, girl. It's all yours. Just oh. Oh, cute. Keo, stop! Keo, stop! Keo, you're gonna ruin your only chance! Keo, please! Keo, think about the children! Keo, think about the children! Think about the children! You killed her! Keo, you actually killed her!
I didn't think I could kill her.
Oh. Keo.
Keo.
You beat her with the bat
Oh.
several times.
Oh! Oh, do you... She's like wigging out! Keo, you... Oh!
What did you do?
What did she curse us?
You were haunted by a ghost.
Lizzie? Did you break her? Did we break the game?
We found her arms.
Did we break the game?
I don't.
Here, let me hit her again.
No,
What?
Keo, please, enough.
Stop it. Stop it.
It's not good for your health.
You might as well.
Where's Cookie?
You're
Anyway.
supposed to
Probably
give.
inside.
You're supposed to give the fairy cigarettes.
W. Okay. I'm getting hit.
Oh, Keo's getting attacked.
The evil gnomes are right already.
Wait, evil gnomes. Oh my god. Oh wait, there's another
Keo,
one.
get up.
There's another one.
Help me.
There's another one.
Keo, kill him.
What do you want me to do?
Kill him,
You're
fuck him
a
up.
bat.
Fuck him up, Keo, fuck him up.
Okay, I got him. I got him.
Alright, alright.
What the?
Alright, let's go find the toilet. Let's go find the toilet. That's an easy win.
I'll go through this window. Just because it's easy.
Yeah, Valerie.
Yeah, bud.
Oh, never mind.
Where's the faucet at? Well. Oh my god, someone's dead.
I found it.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going? I hit the floor with ceiling. Help. Okay. What's up?
Where's everybody?
We were killing a fairy outside.
Oh!
Oh! Why is he after me? Put me down. Put me down. Oh wait, you opened the front door actually. That's kind of fire. Oh.
M1? Oh. Oh? Ask if I use your spirit catcher to revive you? How do I- oh.
Uh-oh.
Guys, you can give me CPR apparently and revive me.
Where are
So,
Not if your head gets blown off.
how do you know that?
I know how to. I got you.
Hi, Keo. I got thrown to the other side of the street again.
I don't know where she is.
I'm dead. I got thrown across the street. I got thrown across the street.
Again? What's with you?
Just the thing that it says.
Hold on.
Bitch. Bitch.
Bored.
Ba- Oh, it's not. It's not working. It's not. Oh.
Jesse's schizophrenic.
Oh.
Oh. Hello. Oh.
Hey.
Hey, Cookie.
Backpack.
Oh, hey guys.
And
Hey.
Come here, motherfucker. I got unfinished business with you.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go hit him.
Of course.
I'm gonna stick the fork in the outlet.
What do you mean, fuck you, that?
He doesn't.
I lost my shoes.
There's no outlet.
Oh.
Cause he threw me across the street.
I missed my arm.
Hey guys, come here.
Oh, you don't see me.
Wait.
Oh, oh, I hit him. I hit him. He's throwing me. I'm getting thrown.
I'll steal a book before that happens.
Yeah, you're gonna fight a cripple, huh? I got no.
Let's go, Taro. I'll get him. Trust, I'll get him.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill him.
You've been bad.
In game.
Get into
Oh,
the. Been bad. Very
Um,
bad.
It's very kinky.
Why am I stuck in
called
the
that.
what in a? Never mind.
Jeez.
Yay! Where is this sheep?
I really
Yeah. I think the cat kills you. Oh, oh.
Don't worry, guys.
I'm gonna steal your
I
Mom.
hit him.
guys.
I hit him.
Guys.
I got him.
He's
I'm hitting
just
him.
throwing you.
Why does he never throw you guys across the street, but he throws me?
He really likes throwing me so far.
No, for real.
You're stealing his pillow?
Yeah, I am.
Cookie, there's a whole thing of cigarettes over there.
Where?
Kitchen.
I got the taser. I
Oh,
tased
good.
him.
Oh, good.
Wait, what?
I tased him.
Taser?
Yeah, it was in.
Do you think they died?
Wait, did you guys tase each other?
Why would you do this to us? Oh,
Oh shit, give him CPR.
get him off the fucking taser. I can't. What the
That's
fuck?
not
Would you-
video.
What do you mean?
Keep that away from me.
What else is
No, I'm gonna
steal
use
a cup, blow up a rat?
Flood the toilet.
Things in
I was joking.
Guys, he's back. He's awake. He's awake. He's awake. He's awake. He's awake.
I wish I was joking, but I can't open any cabinet.
Oh, you looked really schizophrenic. I think your internet's acting up because earlier you were hitting something that I could not see.
Oh, it was very. It may be gone for you. I don't know.
Please, help me.
It may be client side.
Oh shit. Oh, he grabbed me!
Oh, shit.
I didn't mean, I thought he was going the other way. I didn't mean to do a superhero. Now he's gonna throw me on the other side of the fucking street again. Please don't throw me far. Please don't throw me far. Hey, I have scrap, little does he know. Deposit. Is someone stuck in the Roomba?
Help me! Help me!
I got you, hold on.
Hey guys, I have a poop leg, so I got shitted out.
I took
Oh.
it back, you guys just
Ooh,
nice.
good, good, good.
Where's the cat?
Taking his other pillow. Oh.
Help me!
Cookie, why do you keep getting yourself stuck?
What am I doing? Oh, okay. Pass that on command? Like what? Oh, yeah. Oh hey, I broke it. What?
Oh, he grabbed me! He has a gun! He has a gun!
He has a gun?
Oh my god, he does.
Help me! I'm
Hold
in the
on.
fridge.
I'll get you.
Why the fuck does he keep salt in the fridge?
Oh, my arms. I wanted a bottle.
Did you get a cookie from the fridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh yeah, she's still There you go. And she was a fairy.
Wait back there, I want his gun. All he's doing is throwing us out here.
I mean, as long as he's only doing that, I'm kind of okay with it.
Okay.
Why did
Hello.
Did you just come from the toilet? Or are
I'm
you
trying to-
flushing stuff?
I'm trying to.
Oh,
flood it.
yeah, I don't know how to flood it either.
I thought just like.
I think that-
Put a, ooh, he has a gun. He has a gun.
Sir. Sir.
I'm a good. Why do you want to be shot?
What's wrong with the fairy? Your wife killed her. And now she's glitched.
Come here.
I think he has a drop it.
Come here. Well, where are you? Oh man, I tried to press the button. Oh man.
Oh my god, you guys are idiots.
How did you get in the vacuum?
Get the fuck out.
Hey,
Jesus Christ.
saving me and got sucked up too.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we have this around. I can't figure out how to blow up a rat. And we haven't even, like, I don't know how to flood a toilet either.
I just
Well,
put
that,
like a
oh,
bunch
are
of
you
big
fucking
stuff
kidding
in
me,
the.
Costa?
I just assume just put like
I
a
don't
bunch
even
of
know where
big
the
stuff.
bathroom is. So much over where the bathroom is.
It's this. I'm gonna bring this. Bring something like big and try and put it in the toilet.
Frying pan.
Yeah. Oh.
There's a rat! There's a rat! There's a rat! There's a rat! Why no? Not across the street, that's all I ask.
Ghost revive me in pasta.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hopefully I can grab shit.
I actually just got John Wick. What the fuck?
I heard Keo.
I'm still trying to flood the fucking toilet, dude. We have 2 minutes. Ah, fuck me.
Oh, we got it, trust.
Where's the bathroom?
No, try. Go, toilet.
Keep going that way.
Maybe we gotta put like a pillow.
You're not gonna shoot me.
Oh, he'll shoot me!
Oh yeah, I see a dead body. Uh-oh.
I see him.
Uh-oh.
He's on the.
you're not
he's
gonna
Yeah,
shoot me,
up
I
there.
got
don't
shot.
mind us. We're just gonna go
Yep.
to the bathroom.
We're going this
Don't mind
way.
us, sir. Don't mind us,
Course.
sir.
Yeah.
We're just
That's
making
where
our
I
way.
get gifted.
Hold on. Yeah, pass it to me. Let go. I got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait for
Are
the
we doing it?
frying pan too. Frying pan too. Oh, we did it.
Did it.
W.
Oh, hell yeah.
What?
So we did just
Oh,
keep. Oh
guys.
man.
Hey, let him go. Let him go.
Minus ankles.
How's he still have the gun? Frying pan also.
Let go.
Minus
Oh
ankles.
god, we gotta go.
Gangster
We
like
gotta
that.
go. We gotta go. Yeah, yeah.
I might just get chucked into that shit.
Sure, yeah. Leave me behind. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Wait for me. Wait for me. Whee!
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Jesse's game crashed.
Uh-oh. Oh. That's the fire.
Where's Ghost?
I don't know.
I was dead.
I'm gonna go on fire.
I'm dead.
Ow.
What
Oh
the
man, I'm on fire. You guys ever see a shooting star?
I'm dead.
Whee!
Oh, I'm alive.
Hello.
Hello.
I wave. Got a pretty nice nub there.
Thanks.
You didn't
Who?
steal a cup? You didn't steal a blow up
Just
or
Let me
that.
out.
Okay. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Stop getting shot off the map,
Oh,
please.
wait.
Nope.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. What?
That's oh my.
Why do you switch when I do that?
I'm
Another
still.
Guys, I think we should
Who's
go
holding
steal
me?
this
Who's
guy's
touching my
house.
balls?
I
Me,
was. I love
me,
touching your
Oh,
balls.
me. I'll do
you
it
should-
again.
I would
Come
love
here.
to steal from this guy's house. Get your hands away from my balls! I'm trying to quaff shit.
Wife, I'm twisting your nub.
Yay.
My shoes are
Do you
gone.
like me twisting your nub?
I'm gonna give you a purple.
Oh.
Please.
Fuck.
I'm gonna give you a wet willy.
Please. Oh, do it to
I'm
me.
gonna twist your balls with a
Do it.
wrench.
Do it to me. Do it to me. Please. Please. I beg of you. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Can we go? I don't like him anymore.
I'm just gripping onto your neck, dude. It looks like I'm breaking your neck. This looks so bad. Oh my god. Oh, my arms. What are you doing to her, nub?
I'm.
Everyone grab her nub. Don't let her touch it. Oh.
Oh.
Jesse's arms broke. That means it's like catching the bouquet.
Fortnite Battle Pass.
Is this tilted?
Time to shit
Up my ass.
on my ass. Booting up that PC. Tase a rat. Stab a roach. Great. Shit, they went away. Great any item.
Got this. Watch this chat. Whew. I went McDonald's too fast. My tummy kind of hurts. But it's my weekend. Oh my god, it was all the way in the back of the house. That took forever.
Can't hear you.
Ugh.
My mom, sorry.
Oh.
Wait, oh, I'm coming. Okay. I thought it and I picked it up.
Stay.
Hello.
Hello.
I can't open this top one. I don't think it does open.
I don't think that's
I
a.
would-
It probably isn't a cabinet. You're right.
We're locked in here.
Flush
Perchance.
that toilet.
Wait, someone give me uppies.
How do I do that? How do I up you?
Do you stand on his head? Or no, he stands on your head?
Get on my head.
Trying. Oh, I got one hand on there. Wait, you stupid knob. Yeah, you're a little stupid knob. Come here. Get me on here. Oh!
Oh, what? Damn. You can probably flush. Yeah, flush it.
I'm stealing his
I
phone.
can't hit it. Thank you.
What if? Whee! Oh.
I mean, maybe we could just wait for him to, like, use the restroom.
Yeah, that's probably.
Think you
I'm
would.
gonna steal his plunger.
Okay.
Wait, can I stick it to your forehead?
Try it.
Oh,
I'll be stuck. Come on. Come on.
wait, grabbing it.
Come on. I'm trying to help you.
Oh shit, stuck to it.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
I hear
Come
something.
on.
It's the stone guy grabbing all the scrap I flushed down the toilet.
Oh,
Come on.
I'm trying. I don't think you're suctionable.
Why not? Yeah. Oh.
Mm.
Damn it.
I hear him.
Ah.
Sir, there's chicken in here.
Sir. Sir.
Smells cookies.
Sir. Ooh, you need to use the bathroom so bad. Ooh.
You need a kiss.
Manifest it.
I'm going to flush all of your toilet paper.
Wait, I hear a
Do
gun.
it.
Did you not hear a gunshot?
I don't know.
I got flushed. Hold on. What?
I was gonna say, I thought I heard a gunshot.
Maybe.
Thou shalt know no fear.
So, BG, what? What does that mean?
Mm. I don't think he's gonna come in this room.
I know. I can't really help that.
Yeah, we're best just flushing ourselves.
Okay.
Everybody?
I wonder what the boys have been doing.
Am I not included in them?
No, you're with the girls.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Tyrone?
He's got one hell of a beer belly.
Maybe the front door's open.
Why they?
Can we not just climb this bush?
Oh yeah, that's open. Can you? I'm not getting up there. I'm fucking. Is the front door open?
No.
No, but there's a open door. Well, window.
That's open. I hear music.
I think that's his TV.
Oh,
Oh, hey, he's watching TV.
Oh.
Okay, he's no longer watching TV.
Oh my god, he opened the bathroom door as soon as we left. That's fucked. Oh, what was that? What the fuck? Why did I get a... Who got beheaded? Who did you behead? What's up?
Jesse's stuck in the fridge and Pasta's stuck in the vacuum.
Okay.
I'm stuck? Okay. I'm going in the fire, really?
The taser.
Oh, here it goes.
Oh,
Hey.
oh hi guys.
I don't have a dad
Where'd you
anymore.
die?
Fireplace.
Wait up.
Oh, it's a cigarette.
Oh.
Let's go. I'm stealing his milk.
Oh, Keo,
Don't worry, guys. He's not gonna have a dad.
Keo, those are my cigarettes.
Well, you can get it back. God damn.
Oh,
My body's right there, Kiona.
Yo, to your left.
Oh, hey.
I like that the revive is just him throwing
How do
it
I get CPR? How do I? Yeah. Oh, I see. Uh-oh. Why? No!
Oh no.
My wife is dead! Help me!
Let me not get sucked
The
up by the
taser
fucking room by
flung
this
over
time.
here.
Help me!
He put it back in the cabinet, I thought.
Don't get me!
I'm trying to open a door.
Open it back.
Oh, he threw something at me. He's got me.
Oh, he's burning Jesse too.
Oh, hey,
I'll see you
Jesse.
soon.
Oh, see ya.
Hey guys. Hey, I'm going to burn.
Grab it. You can't touch me. You can't touch me. Oh.
I love this.
Help me.
I'm coming.
Let me go. Not that free.
Oh yeah, the taser's in the cabinet right next to the fridge.
The
You don't
what?
see it saying.
The taser's in the cabinet next to the fridge.
Can I open the damn
Oh,
fridge?
is it?
Yeah, on the right side.
Help me.
I'm opening.
out.
Oh,
me
if
out.
I don't rip my arms out.
Let me out.
Oh, I got it. I'm working on it. Alright. I'm coming. Okay. How do I... Oh, untie. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. I'm free. Now we go resuscitate my wife.
Mhm.
Oh, there's... Okay, well... He
Oh,
died of his
man.
life. That's fair.
Wait, CPR.
Oh, yes, I got!
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Kiona! She just witnessed a fucking scary movie.
Jesus Christ. CPR.
Run!
Fucking god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh god. Cookie. Oh, I can
Look at your
resuscitate
head.
Cookie.
He-
Get his head off.
You can't.
No, I can't.
Okay. I'm gonna look for a way out. to
Dog,
get
I don't think
forward.
you could bring me back.
No, I got you, Travis.
Might be dead, dog.
Let her cook.
I'm cooking.
Looks like she's trying to hide.
No, you don't see nothing. Oh. Come on, Cookie, let's go. God damn, you're heavy. Never mind.
Excuse me. I'm not
Your
heavy.
excuse. Anyway, you get her.
Kiona,
Yes.
I'm going for a little ride. I think he's
Looks
gonna
like
open the
he just-
front door for
It
you.
looks
though.
like he's just flying on his hand.
Good shit, good shit.
Uh-oh.
Ow,
There goes
I
Jesse.
believe. Damn. Oh my god.
You're stupid as fuck. You don't say shit.
Wife!
Get the fuck out!
Wife!
God.
Wife!
Get in John Wick, dog.
No, she's gone! She's actually gone! Kiona!
Fiona.
Kyo!
Oh hey.
Oh, hi!
Grab that. There's no time to
Bear.
Damn, she's working.
Wait, oh yeah, still Indiana from kitchen room. Yes, yes, yes.
Guys, not good.
Uh.
I'm too quick for you. I'm too quick for you. You won't get me. I'm too quick for you. No, no! My car!
Oh my god.
Make a run for it.
Watching the whole thing.
Uh-oh. Ah! Don't say anything. You're stupid.
Kyo! Oh my god.
God.
He was sick of you. Oh my god.
Apparently.
I had a whip. He shot me.
Nice.
Take this. You fucking.
Jesse, drive the car. Drive the car.
I will do so. He's going to shoot me.
Oh, you
No.
Yeah. I was
Why
trying
would
to
you
get
put it in
around.
front of a wall?
Pause to go home.
Revive us.
You're right. You're right. You're
Run.
Run! Buzz run! Buzz run! Buzz run! Buzz run! He's gonna get Buzz!
Holy shit.
What a interesting game.
We need to find the gun before he does.
Hell, we can find the gun.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can shoot him.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah. Let's do
think we
that.
can. Oh boy. I'm back.
Mm. I
Oh
broke
man.
the gun, you liar.
Paper.
We didn't. We had to break two.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh, paper.
Well, to go ahead.
Yikes. That's not.
Pain. Why was that first round so much harder than the last one? We had to do
I-
some.
I want to find the car again.
I forget that we have tasks.
I think
I do
the
too. I
maps
get
not
distracted just running
out of
around.
sync changes.
Sometimes you just gotta survive.
True.
Hey.
I'm gonna
Fortnite.
let myself.
Oh my god.
Fortnite. Baby, I like Fortnite. Yeah, I play Fortnite.
I want to see him naked.
Battle
Oh my.
What? What?
What?
Cookie,
What?
keep your pants on, please. No, we can't open the door.
Yo, what's up, my man?
Mhm.
In the basement.
Kill a rat, gather scrap, and break the elevator.
Who's this handsome gentleman?
That's Tyrone too. Oh, you got a point there.
Is it
You can
quick?
flush it down the toilet,
For real?
technically.
Where's the Not the refrigerator. Is the bathroom even open?
Kill a rat.
Yeah, I came through the bathroom.
A spoon.
Hell yeah.
That's
We need
great,
a,
Cookie.
yeah,
We don't
metal
need that.
can,
Right?
dog.
There's two pots.
Where the fuck is the metal can? Fork?
There's an outlet over here.
Oh hell yeah, I'm on my way. Hold on.
He's coming.
Oh,
I have better things to do, like stick this fork in me. No.
No. No.
hey.
No. No. I'm gonna scoop your legs.
I guess it's just us scales here.
Yeah. He puts one in the fridge, I think.
Fuck, I fell. He's coming for us!
Oh no!
Man.
Why are there so many crockpots?
Ooh, I need to get up there and collect that. Gross. I can't get up. I don't understand the mechanics of this game. Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So about that.
I got it.
Yes.
That's
It
it.
is cold in here.
He's throwing.
It is very good.
He has me. He's got me.
Daddy,
Oh,
please.
no.
Guys, we gotta like cuddle together. Gotta save
Ah,
my
drink the milk.
drink the milk.
Oh, hey, it's
Go,
good.
Ghosty, thank you.
Hey.
Metal can. Metal can.
Thank you,
I got
thank
metal
you.
can. I'm going bathroom. I think this is metal can. Does it make sense?
I got milk.
Oh.
I broke the milk.
Oh,
I don't know. Milk. I want the crock pot.
Jesus.
Come back. Get in the cupboard.
Oh god.
Can't get me. Spider-Man.
Yeah, alright. I'm going in the fridge.
man.
No, I'm not.
Wife,
Yes, I
I'm
am.
coming for you. I'm coming, wife. I'm coming just for you, wife. Oh, touch it. Didn't like me touching it. You can't touch it though.
Taser. I got the taser.
I got you, wife.
Oh no.
I'm
The taser did not come out.
coming. Nice roll.
Hello.
He's coming. He's coming.
Oh man,
Though.
fuck me.
The taser's
just
just
here.
Trying
to get it.
Stop. Stop.
Go get
Leave
it.
me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, sir. Leave me alone, sir. Leave me alone, sir. Yeah, stop. Leave me alone.
Really need the front door open. Did you get the taser?
Yeah.
Cookie, you should kill him.
This door's not.
Don't.
Where's the bathroom?
Open the door. 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 God damn.
No.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Tase him. Take you behind.
I'm trying.
Cat ball. That is terrifying. Oh, hello.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh. Did we steal things for like to get scrag? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It tells you what scrag is normally found in, I think.
You, Tyrone.
Oh Jesus. I don't even know what a rat is.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Oh, we have to steal his pillows. Scrag his pillows. And like underwear and shit. Steal his pillows.
Oh, okay. That's one.
If you go through the rat holes spawn.
I didn't know you could travel through rat holes. What the fuck?
Shove it up his ass or something, dog. I don't
I have an
know.
Atari controller.
Can you actually travel? Oh shit. That's sick.
How does this big?
I didn't know that you could just casually use them.
He's got me.
Bye, Disney.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep. Thank you. All we gotta do is kill a rat. We still need.
Aren't they normally, the rats are normally in these cupboards, are they not?
Jesse said if you go through the mouse holes, it should spawn.
I already went through them. Did we open up all these things?
I mean, I have a scrap link.
Did we open up all these cupboards?
I did, yeah.
Taser's
there's nothing
empty.
there.
Is it? I still want it for
I hear
protection.
cockroach. There are cockroaches around. Watch your ankles.
Hey, cockroach.
Watch your ankles.
Oh! I'm outside. Oh. Hi, wife.
Head. I don't like that I can see his head. The fuck am I didn't go very far.
No, you really didn't.
He's getting weak.
Oh.
What the fuck? What just happened?
Did you guys let off an explosion trying to kill him and miss?
What is this?
So,
I think
I
yes.
thought it was a dildo.
So, Cookie
No,
found a dildo.
Cookie thought it was a dildo and then exploded us.
Oh, hey. What's
Damn, we could have killed him.
Why are you walking so slow?
I'm stealing a spoon while he throws you out.
Okay. How do we revive him?
Orb in the hut, and you can revive.
But
Oh,
My bad, I was not
Okay, so-
specific enough.
I now know that's
God
not a
damn it,
dildo.
Cookie! That is not a dildo. That is a
I was
fucking
curious to
grenade.
see why it said used.
That is a
That makes
fucking
sense.
grenade, dog.
I saw it, and I was like, oh, we're gonna die.
It's the way you just said. That's an explosive, and then we all die immediately.
He has
Kill
a
it,
taser.
rat.
Oh, it doesn't.
Ah!
Me, that's gotta be racist, bro.
He's fine. We needed that explosive for the rat, though.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna kill a rat, because it
Fuck it.
These mouse holes kind of suck.
it took my
Me and
leg.
Keanu flushed it.
For someone that
Guys.
collects consoles, I am very disrespected.
Good, we did it.
Oh.
Oh, bye, Keo.
Do you not have a leg?
What?
Oh, he wants me! This is racist.
Oh, he-
Jesse, you can't play the racism card.
I'm pulling it.
No, Jesse. He started targeting him and he's like, this has got to be racist. And I was like, Jesse, you can't say that. Take the spoon, Tyrone. Bish.
Ow.
Oh shit.
I
the vacuum, maybe, Jesse. You are bald. What's up, Ghost?
Hey.
Whoa.
Check out my royal
There's
stunning
gotta be like
rat.
knives up here.
I looked through all the drawers, though.
Have we gone through all the rooms yet?
I want the fucking bread.
There might be. Oh. So how's the trip?
Sad.
There might be a random, but there might be a knife is in a different room. I'd assume.
Well, the gun can spawn in some cabinets.
Yo.
I'll look over here.
Out there.
How do you guys get up there?
Climb on this.
Oh God.
And then. Oh.
I killed a roach by running it over with a toaster. Maybe that's
He's
why
coming,
you
he's
kill
coming. He's coming. He's coming.
Oh.
Is he?
Oh, why is going 3?
So many fucking roaches around, dude.
He's
Jesus.
coming.
I'm killing them.
Is
Yeah,
he
me too.
coming? What?
Give me a rat. I'll run it over with the toaster.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not a rat.
Spawn from the rat hole, but it just
Oh!
took my leg.
Maybe if
Don't worry, I
we just
killed
go
it.
through them enough time.
Oh, rat. Oh no. What? Rat? Question mark?
They should come. I've seen it before.
Oh, ow. Get bit.
We can only collect 20? Hello.
Hey, what's going on, dear?
Pretty good.
Should we just leave? I don't know if we can kill the rat.
I don't know if we could kill the rat either. I mean, we have a minute. We might as well just play it out.
I guess so. That's fair. We're trying to kill it with a toaster.
I know. I saw. I thought it was quite funny.
You doing okay, though?
In all honesty, I'm tired.
Fair enough.
But I'm good.
I was lied to. The time change is not tomorrow.
It's Sunday. I know.
So.
It's okay. Oh. Wow.
I better pass. The flip in my ass. The tree won't spit me out. The tree won't spit me out.
Hey, Mr. Tree Man.
Help.
Am I rubbing you all good? I'm rubbing him real good.
I don't know.
Okay.
Rub him. Rub him.
Good.
Rub him.
Come on. Leave it at you.
Tickle him. Make him sneeze.
That's how I feel. Go. Tickle. Spin him out!
I want to come out.
I did it.
Oh,
Oh!
Ow.
I didn't consent to being licked.
I
if
got-
that's how you rub, no wonder celery is afraid.
Shut
I
the
got
fuck up.
left. I got left.
I'm just reading your chat.
Oh, Red, shut the fuck up. We're suck a dick.
We did it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you, Mr. She.
Pass it, pass it.
Oh,
Here.
Oh.
man.
Pass it. Here.
Please spit me out. Oh my god.
No. Oh, my arms. Ow.
An arm for my collection.
Hey, man.
Oh, man. My arms are still gone.
Oh, hey, I got your foot.
Thank you.
They're my arms now. I
got you,
claimed them.
my arms.
Yeah.
Hey man, that was my Jorkin hand. I needed that.
Yeah.
Jesse?
Yeah.
Or Pasta?
Yeah.
Knock it off.
Who's
What is that?
fucking me?
So that was
No.
Pasta.
Yeah. Oh wait, can we make shit? Oh, not anymore.
Holy shit,
I'm
you
going
were
so
high.
high. Yeah.
Oh, can't afford.
I'm touching
wait,
his
everything-
nub.
All gone now.
Whoa.
This is bullshit.
Jesus, Cookie.
What?
Nub. Oh, I got you.
We're
Where are
flying.
you going?
Oh.
I'm starting. I'm sick of this shit.
Mhm.
Aww.
Can I
What
start?
if I hold on to you and you just keep bouncing?
We
I
can
mean,
touch
that's
the
just
tree.
what we were doing.
I have a feeling your arms are just gonna break.
Nah, never that. I go flying with them, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys want
for
to see
sure.
me? Here, I can do it back.
That was a front.
Oh, I need stamina. Hold on.
Oh,
hold
right
on.
into the fire. Right into
That
the
was
fire.
beautiful, Cookie.
Oh god.
Well, I dispose of the body.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't tell him.
Oh,
Got your foot.
easy.
No, I want
Wait,
your
hold on.
shoes.
Okay. No. Are you in defeat? Wow!
You're
Hey.
coming with me, yo. No, you're dying with me. Oh, my arms. Ow!
No,
Got it. Bye-bye.
Witness to murder.
Why
Hello.
am I standing on top of you?
I see
Maybe
that.
tower, hold on.
Oh man.
Stuck in his mouth. Help. Help.
Oh shit, hold on.
But you.
Come on. I believe in you.
Wait, hold on, I can just... Hold on. Hold on.
You got
One
this.
for you.
Stand on top of the world.
Cookie.
Move me further away. Hold on.
Okay.
You can get up
Oh,
there
shit.
easily, but you
Aw,
can't get
man.
up
Yeah,
there
you
quickly.
bounce.
Yo, it's got a small head.
Bounce on it.
maybe get on top of the house and then take off your gloves.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Let's
yeah!
go. Gnome Tower.
You.
no tower.
Maybe that's
Wait,
how we're
I
supposed to
got it.
unlock the doors.
Oh, man! Yeah,
Oh,
what,
you want to try it?
what the
Are you ready?
fuck? You killed me!
No, I didn't. That was Ghost.
No, you're fine.
I did no such
It's
thing.
just
No.
Pasta, don't worry. Blame the black guy.
What?
Love you, Pasta.
Why do I end up almost outside
Alright, what do we gotta
battle
do?
pass. Stab a radio? Kill a human. Tase a human. Steal lotion, cosmetics, or cream. Cause an
Cream.
explosion. Cookie's good at that.
I'm
Cream.
very good at that, especially if it's dildo.
Mhm.
And creaming. He's very good at creaming. Person's arm is falling. You looking for the sewer system?
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna go up here.
Okay. It's right here.
Why am I stuck on this thing? Okay.
Wait, I didn't check the hi. I didn't check the cabinets. Normally there's a gun in here.
He's coming. I have product.
An explosive! An explosive! Get rid of it! Use!
Kill him! Kill him!
Use!
Can't blame me, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
What happened?
They found the dildo.
Good news, we killed a human.
They did kill them. I,
Bad
You got
news,
that.
Ghost is definitely gone. Like she's glitched in the floor.
oh my gosh, she is.
Then
Wait, can you see? Oh,
I don't think we can revive her. She doesn't have a stomach.
Can you get CPR?
It's okay. She just needs some air. She just needs some air.
Come here. Jump.
Bro,
We
I'm
may need to
trying
go
to
back.
climb.
Jump.
I'm just trying to climb through the window. I just hear
Stop.
Ghosty muffled. I found an explosion, set it off, go, and then it just pops.
I'm trying.
Wait, let me. Wait, try and pass that to me.
I'm
Wait.
going
Huh?
through the sewers.
Well,
We're
if
trying
I
to steal stuff.
just flush it.
Oh yeah, true.
Are
We
we
could
dead?
just flush.
Yeah.
Yeah, they blew
Ghost
him
found
up.
a bomb.
W.
W, can we steal him now?
Aw.
Take his shoes. Take his shoes.
I don't think you can pick him up.
Oh. Well, your arms are gone.
One of them. Oh.
Keo, here's your wife, by the way.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I was trying to do. Oh, I
Yeah,
got her ass.
Thank you, Tyrone.
I
Finish
really
all the
can't.
tasks. We can't tase him.
Are you sure that's just not her lower body?
That's definitely just her ass. Godly.
Yay!
Down, up. Shoes dropped. Shoes dropped. Shoes dropped. House. House shoes. Shoes have house drop. Shoes have dropped in house. Go get shoes, please. Go get shoes.
Okay.
Tyrone, I revived Ghost. Oh, your Ghost is here.
So,
I thought I could have sworn I heard Kia.
you know me, I come packing.
I see why. I see why I heard Kia.
Mm-hmm.
You don't say. Is the door open or
Tase
no?
it. Oh, we can still tase. The front door is not open.
Okay.
If we find a
Well, that
taser,
sounds
we can still tase him while he's dead and get it. Taser. How the fuck do you stab a radio? A dart.
I'm pretty sure I just saw someone dead in the kitchen.
Oh man.
Hi, y'all.
Hello. Wait, who opened the front door?
I did.
You did. How'd you open it?
With my boots.
Oh, you could reach it. You right, you right.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to my boots.
Jesse is fucking my corpse.
Oh.
Straight.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
I know he don't got a head, but he'll come back. He'll grow. It'll grow.
Right.
I tried that already.
It's stuck in you. It's stuck.
Jesse, Jesse, I don't
It
mean to
was
alarm
too
you, but you had a
big.
dart stuck in your.
It's in his ass!
Oh, my
It's in his ass!
What the fuck? There's an evil.
Evil gnome. Ow. Fucker. Ow.
Run, Ghost, run, Peter, behind you.
We're all dead.
Oh god.
And
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Working. And then somebody murked the fuck out of me.
Oh, he coming back.
Oh,
coming
he's back.
Oh, he coming back.
Oh, he's back.
Alright,
Why'd you ring the bell?
I panicked! So I may or may not have accidentally panic slapped the bell.
Okay, I gotta piss anyways, so I'll be back.
Okay,
Over
okay.
here running away from a evil gnome and see Jesse humping a decapitated body. With a
He
dart
was
up
gonna
its
come
ass,
back.
Do you think we passed?
Yeah, I was just humping his body. Yeah, we.
I hope so.
That's passing.
Oh,
So,
oh.
I'm dead.
Kill a
Go,
human.
Jesse, do not hump me.
Go see. I want you to know I was climbing up to the
Yay!
window of the bathroom. I just hear you just like kind of explosive. Go. I just hear the explosion and see his body fly through the air.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Nope's dead. I'm pretty sure we've died.
Yeah, but you guys weren't dead when we got rung up.
Oh yeah, slapping that ass. No, turn around.
What?
No, turn
No, you
around.
first, buddy. No, you first, buddy.
Where did
Come
my
here.
shoes go?
Come
Oh,
here.
I died.
Come here. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse, you had a dart
wanna-
in
you
your
wanna
ass.
touch
Like you
hands?
had it in your hole.
Wanna touch hands? Wanna touch Cookie? We're having a moment right now. Do you mind?
Get out of the way.
Get the fuck
Got your
get the fuck
penis,
out of
got your
here.
penis.
Get the fuck out of
No!
here. Oh, I'm gonna
Oh, God.
I came back to your pasta!
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, let me see that ass. Or the penis is just as good.
I'm holding your titties.
You straight up are.
I got a hand on each of them.
Jesus.
Just smushing his face around.
Dude, I feel like I'm
Hello?
being I don't
You're like
know
the little
what we're
nephew at
saying.
like a family gathering, and then auntie's like, "Oh, who's my sweet little boy?"
The grandma.
Yeah.
grabbing his neck.
Yeah.
Bro. Me in that situation.
Oh.
Oh!
Thanks, anyways.
My arms.
My arms!
My arms.
Oh.
My
Yo,
broken
take
hands.
advantage of a cripple.
Up their back. Oh, hey.
I never.
No, I can't let you kill yourself. Not again. Not again. Jesse, no.
Yeah, it's
Jesse.
for the vine.
Jesse.
It's for the vine, pasta.
Oh.
I can't. Well, I can't. I had to let go. My arms are gone.
And
Oh my god. Arm. There you are. You silly goose. Come out here.
oh. There he goes.
I went to space.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Oh.
I like your nub.
Thanks. I like your face.
I'm
Burn with me.
burning.
Burn with me.
I'm gonna grab both.
Burn with me.
What the fuck?
Burn with
I'm
me.
burning. I'm on.
Anyways.
We can fuck him.
What?
Yo.
Stop fucking
Get off
me!
of my body!
I'm stuck in his head.
Ding. Ding dong.
A ding dong.
Everybody grab each
Michael,
other.
don't leave me in here.
I see a slide. Everyone down the slide. Let's go down the slide. Everyone down the slide.
Slide? Oh my god, there's a slide.
Whoa.
Yo.
There's a ferry.
Fairy
You
on
can
the
kill
roof.
that one. On the roof.
Let's go.
Don't kill this fairy.
I want to kill the fairy.
Do not kill the fairy.
Whee! The slide sucks.
Yeah, a little bit.
Cookie, how did you go limp?
Oh, cute. I'm a master of going
Right.
right.
Oh my god, it's so much better now.
Hey guys. Guys, do we have any cigarettes? Lizzie wants cigarettes.
Lizzie wants. Wait.
Can I go through like the chimney? There's a trampoline. Yes. 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 Yes.
I'm not doing it.
Oh, I was pushing you.
Yeah.
Oh, you hit me.
Dumbass. Let me drive the car.
Freaking drifting. Freaking drifting
Let
it.
me drive the
Oh
car.
damn. Oh damn.
Oh god.
Let me drive the car.
Is there a dildo in there, Ghost?
Drifting it.
No.
God damn. Fuck it up. Fuck it up.
Let me drive the car. Let me drive the car.
Oh, he's here. Hello.
Yes.
Guys, there is a trampoline in the backyard.
What?
In the backyard.
What,
Where is
you
he
think I'm alone?
going?
That's
Oh, in the oven. Awesome.
No! I was right there from getting my wife, you fuck.
Oh man. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Guys. Guys.
Welcome.
Cookie, I can't move. I can't move when you're driving.
I can't do it.
Uh,
I never got to drive the car.
I'll take it, say.
How do I get out? Oh, there we go.
Boom boom.
Television says a rat. Flush an item down the toilet. Okay.
Boom boom.
We gotta break television. We're TV.
We've had cigarettes. For Lizzie.
Where's
Is
TV?
Lizzie on the roof?
We gotta break
Yeah, she's on the roof.
How do we break the
Do you want to get a cigarette?
Yeah, hold
I
on.
don't have boots anymore.
Hit it harder. Oh, good job.
Where's
Oh,
cigarettes?
You're doing great.
They're over there. Taser rat.
Alright, I'll be back.
Pool stick.
Damn! Pasta's fucking
Somebody come get her.
stripping. Oh!
Don't go that way.
Why, guys? I can't go to Lizzie now.
No, I'm coming. I'm coming with.
Oh, hey.
Yikes.
Get your ass.
Anyways,
Yeah.
you don't mind, do you, sir? Appreciate it.
Oh, hey,
Sir, you want
okay.
a cigarette?
Sick.
Help.
Damn. Anywho.
Okay, how did I do this again?
Tyrone,
Oh my god, I'm so close.
Bottle. Alcohol.
Oh, Lizzie, you will be mine!
Give me this. I'm taking this one.
Oh!
I'm taking this one. Oh.
Hey, hey, hey. You can touch me.
And,
Yo,
and
yo.
come on.
I'm
Come on,
outside.
Gussie.
Can't even. Help.
You're on your own. You're on your own.
I just wanted to see her, man. I just wanted to see her. I just wanted to see her. Alright,
Where am I?
I'm coming, Lizzie.
Cigarette. Can't leave that.
Can't leave it. Lizzie wants it.
Taking the other one.
Alright. Oh! Oh! Oh my god! I didn't like hearing that! Oh, they're all dead. Oh, 100%. Oh my god. It's gonna take me forever. Wait, is she gone? I think Lizzie's gone. Oh, I think she is gone. Wait, is she like time limited? She is. I just wanted to see her. Oh.
It counted. I didn't know if it counted. Sometimes they can spawn in a.
Ow. Well,
That's coffee.
that's unfortunate.
Hi,
Very
Kia.
good.
Why is
Yeah, I died.
I see your dead body.
I
Oh
died
my
by the
god,
mouse
I see
trap.
why.
What the fuck
We have a
happened here?
taser. We have a taser. We have a taser. And a gun.
Yeah,
Oh.
that doesn't sound good.
Wait,
right?
get him in the back.
He's down. Ah!
What is that?
What's that noise?
What?
Oh, but
So that's empty.
The gun's out.
Is your screen freaking out?
What you guys were doing, just shooting him?
no.
Yeah.
Mine's all
Yeah.
I
green.
had safe pass just
After
in
so
case.
many
What?
shots, I got scared, dog.
It's back to
Gang
normal,
violence.
never mind.
Okay. What the fuck?
A mouse!
A mouse!
Oh! You found a rat!
Ah, ah.
A route?
Come here!
Yeah, Jesse, can you
We
see
did
her?
it.
Mhm.
Flip.
Now I know not to have him as my emergency contact.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here.
I'm ordering food.
Are you kidding me? Flip.
Hell yeah.
Bitch. I swear to God. Bitch, I swear to God. Cookie, you're being really extra right now. Get face fucked.
Face fucking.
Can I smoke while doing this?
I don't get this.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Oh, oh, oh,
We did everything. We did everything. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
oh! He's killing me!
You're coming with us, buddy. Oh man.
Fuck off. Tyrone, protect me.
Hi, baby. I'm dead. Oh, I don't know if you can hear me.
He's in his house there.
Ah.
Oh, sorry.
Sir,
I
can you
made
let us
it.
out?
I'm
Sir.
getting blizzards.
He's sleeping.
Rah.
How did you die?
Oh, ghost corpse.
Oh, he's dead.
I can't.
I'm dead.
I'm tired.
Oh, we can make the gloves.
You wanna get hit with the tired stick?
Yeah.
Get tired.
Okay.
Yuck.
Go for a little tired. Cookie, I have a cigarette. I have a cigarette.
Give it to me.
No, you can't hit me. You hit me if you. I will drop it off the edge. If you hit me.
Aggressive ass dog, bro. What
Give me the
the
cigarette. Give it to me.
He don't bite.
Yes, you do.
Ow, he bites.
Cookie,
He bites.
Oh, yeah,
I can't just drop it like that.
How do you drop
Never
it?
look at
actually?
that.
No, no.
Now no more cigarette.
I got gula.
You spawn camping. What the fuck?
Because I jumped up trying to get it.
What? What the fuck?
Oh, cigarette.
Lord have mercy.
Hey.
I don't have it. I don't have it.
Cigarette.
It's off the edge.
I don't have it.
Why is it such an
got
aggressive
this
bonk,
cigarette.
dude? I don't
It
have
fell off the
it.
edge. It fell off the edge.
Cookie.
This is aggression.
Stop.
I'm leaving.
Cookie.
Jesus Christ.
Stop.
Bro is going.
There's a trampoline.
Trampoline, where? Paul.
What? I also have gloves.
The gloves help open the front door.
I thought I was special.
No.
Am I using them?
Oh, I'm using them. W?
Oh, understood.
What? It closed again.
Oh. Yay!
Let's go.
Oh wait, I never looked at tasks. Gather scrag. Steal any item from a bedroom. Travel through sewage system. Tase human.
Hi Raiders, welcome in. She on top of the roof again? She is. I can't do anything when she's on top of the roof. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. I hope you're having a wonderful stream. I am. I hope your stream was wonderful. Hello.
Spoon.
Hello, ma'am.
Why is there a spoon in your drawer, sir?
I didn't know you could actually throw things.
He's
Or are you coming? Why is he staring out the window? You know what? I'm just gonna go.
I'll follow. Never mind, the Roomba ate my thing.
Oh, you better run.
Oh.
Hopefully it brings you to the bathroom. Oh, you're good.
Am I good? Oh my gosh, I can't stop yawning. Stupid. You know what? I'm going back up. I don't care. He's naked! Don't leave me alone. I don't want it. He makes me so uncomfortable. I mean, this is the back of the house. I'm so sleepy. It's like 8 p.m. and I'm tired. This is not okay.
What?
Yo,
Hello.
let's go. Let's go away. That'd be
What?
cool.
Haha.
Yes, I agree.
I don't
Oh
know
my
how
god.
the TV didn't count as breaking something.
Oh, do you want this cookie?
Say go ahead.
What happened?
What the fuck happened to you?
Sorry, cigarettes make me do weird things.
How did you tell him? Oh.
Oh, he's coming. Oh, he's
Oh
coming.
lord, he's coming.
Don't tell me.
Did you grab my bag, Kyo? Oh, it's right there.
Oh, good shit.
Thank you. There's so much stuff. W. There's a bunch of shit over here, but I don't know if I can get to it.
Oh, Kyo, you can press E on these and grab them up. They're like materials.
Ah.
Good job,
Okay.
Kyo.
Alright, thank you.
So now we just need to gather scrag, which is cloth.
Hide in drawer.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
I got you, watch this.
Please. Get him, Dusty. Get him.
Oh lord, I'm coming.
He's gonna eat me again. Is someone in the room?
Jesse.
Yes, I have been since for. No.
You poor thing. Come here. Come here. Oh, come here. Come here. What is happening? Oh!
Ghost, we need your help. Jesse's stuck in the
Hmm.
vacuum and we're all burnt. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Hi, Jesse. Please don't throw me across the street again. Alright. Where am I? Tell me when Jesse's dead. I'll just respawn you all.
I don't think the vacuum kills them. I think it just holds them there.
Oh shit. You know what?
Yeah, it just shows. Yeah, we need our cigarettes.
Oh my god, you're so right.
Oh yes,
We gotta
the
go back,
cigarettes,
go back.
not Jesse still stuck in a room.
Jesse can wait. We have to go back to the cigarettes.
That's crazy. He's
Hi, Jesse,
right
bye, Jesse.
there. He can go get him. Hi, buddy.
Hey. Wanna
You
go
doing
home?
all right?
No.
You feel clean?
I have only.
Oh man.
Stand still. You
Okay.
won't see you.
He's gone, gone.
Are we just going now?
More
Get
scrag.
under, get under, get under.
Run him in circles. Oh! Damn! I just walked 100 times.
From high school.
I'm sorry, are you guys hogging all the cigarettes and smoking by the fire?
Out. Bye bye. Bye everyone.
Oh.
Let's go home.
Are we just leaving Kyo and say
Time to go.
Nope.
Yeah, that'd be alright.
Yes, we are. Let's go.
well, I hope they make it, I guess.
I believe it.
They're gonna be a-okay. I watched Cookie stream and he's already holding cigarettes.
Yeah, they had like 3 different packs. It was crazy.
Had 3 packs of cigarettes.
They're just on the couch smoking.
Yeah.
They gotta go. They're gonna get left.
No sense of danger. No sense of urgency.
I am God. I am the fire god. I am immune.
going back to save him.
Alright, bet.
We're going back to save him.
Let's
We're
go.
going back to save him.
Let's go get him.
Let's go.
Go see.
All my arms.
Go see,
see.
please.
Go.
Go see.
My arms.
Go see. Go. You gotta come down with us.
Fuck! You ruined our cigarette time.
Dude, he picked up a gun and shot Ghost, and I was like, hell nah, I'm leaving.
We were sitting on the couch.
My arms.
Dude, I saw him shoot my wife.
We were wrecked our
I saw-
You're fine.
smoking dime.
I saw him.
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry, Namui.
And I
My bad.
instantly left.
Your husband wrecked our smoking.
Okay. This is the ones who were hoarding like 3 packs of cigarettes.
No, they
Well,
were
we stole one from
smoking.
Pasta. We found our own.
True, true.
They just done
Fuck you.
yanked
We're
my
confident
cigarettes.
enough to get
you,
our own.
Jesse.
Hello.
How about
Alright, I think I'm hopping off.
grabbing your nub?
No.
No. Aww.
Grabbing your nub.
Nub.
Okay.
I'm very tired.
Your tits again.
Thanks.
What?
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 Good night.
Nub.
No.
I love you.
I love you.
Oh, they're mine.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Look at my gnome.
Okay, chat. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. I'm very tired. So I'm gonna go to bed. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Good night. Thank you all for joining in my streams. One of these days I'll play something, or I'll stream longer than a few hours. It's funny. Yeah, I appreciate the raid, lady. I hope to see you more often. Good night.